Good Wednesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Alders, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. I believe it's Wednesday. I believe we're almost to the last day of school for many in Knox County. And I'm also thinking, well, the Memorial Day weekend's coming up. So the unofficial start of summer is almost upon us, but it felt like summer the last couple of days. Hit 87 yesterday. And if I'm not mistaken, we're 20 degrees colder than that now, cooler than that now, because it's 67. Wait a minute, so it's 87, 60. Okay, yeah, but we're 20 degrees cooler now this morning, but it's awfully sticky. We'll talk about that in terms of dew points here momentarily. It's 69 currently in Oak Ridge. I want to say a shout out and good morning to all those in Hamlin County and Morristown. You're at 66. Our friends in Crossville in the heart of Cumberland County, a little bit cooler at 63, but probably the coolest spot would be in some of those areas up into the far north, like Middlesboro at 60, southeast Kentucky, Bell County, and even Jonesville coming in at 59 degrees this morning. And yes, there may still be some fog that might be clinging to the hills, particularly in the Smokies, but outside of that, it doesn't look all that bad. The 10 miles moniker there in Knoxville would suggest the maximum number of miles you would see on this map. But I want to show you the radar because there's a hint that we could get maybe a spotty rain shower, maybe a thunderstorm in the Plateau or southeast Kentucky. And what we're seeing here, north of Cookeville, west of Jamestown, is maybe the early signs of that forming. But the ultimate Doppler radar, presented by Marco's Pizza. Oh yes, if you're planning your lunch plans already, why not go to marcos.com? They've got locations in Hardin Valley, Farragut, Maryville, Fountain City Halls, and Oak Ridge. They're located in Middlebrook Pike and Ebenezer Road under new leadership. Better than ever. Check out Marco's Pizza. They're also corporate sponsors of No Kid Hungry. And if you are hungry, my goodness, why not consider the Pepperoni Magnifico? I'd say that's magnificent. If you haven't had one of those are awesome. And oh yes, the lunch special might be the Pizzoli, where you could pick up a pepperoni and sausage Pizzoli, for example. Very filling, also very delicious if you haven't tried one. Might want to pick up one today and tell them Captain Accurate sent you. By the way, you'll notice the rain that we see to the north is well north into north of Louisville, Kentucky, stretching across southern Indiana, parts of the Ohio Valley, and there's a little red area near Little Rock, but really there isn't a whole lot that's within striking distance here. And again, any shower or storm that we see in our viewing area will mainly be north and west of I-7, north and west of Knoxville, north and west of Knox County, I think really west of I-75. Plateau, I would put Jamestown, I'd put Monticello, probably on a pretty good spot that you could get maybe a quick moving shower or storm today. You can see as we expand the view, there's a lot more going on up along the Canadian-U.S. border, more activity in terms of rain near Lake Superior, and maybe quite a few thunderstorms across parts of Kansas this morning. But I can tell you this, I believe there were 23 tornadoes, if I'm not mistaken, in the middle part of the country just yesterday. We'll talk more about that coming up here momentarily. But I do want to come back on camera, say good morning to you. We hit 87 for the second day in a row. Wow. Yeah, it feels like summer. And if you've got a comment, let me know. Steven Snyder says, good morning. He's got 80 degrees this morning. 80 degrees. Oh, he's in southeast Texas. Well, yeah, that's probably the lowest point you'll go, I imagine, today. I wanted to pose, wanting to know what the hurricane names. We'll have to get to that. Hurricane season officially starts June the 1st. But last I checked, it's crickets in the Atlantic. We don't have much going on right now. Danny says, good morning, David. Hope you have a wonderful day. Go Vols. Happy to have you all here. And Fred saying, good morning, David. Beautiful sunrise in Maryville. Maryville has a temperature, he says, of 67 degrees, and I believe lines up pretty well with temperatures in the mid-60s this morning across the region. Now, as far as rainfall, we're going to get some heading into the holiday weekend. In fact, there's a chance for severe weather on Thursday. No. And again on Sunday. So you pick your day, your favorite outdoor activity day. If it's Sunday into Monday, things will get better by Monday morning. But Sunday night, we're going to have some rock and roll weather, and maybe we get some of that tomorrow too. But as far as the deficits, there's only a few areas in purple, which would suggest about 1/10 of an inch below normal for the last 30 days. It just gives you a sample of where the dryness, in quotation marks, may be, but they're in a worse shape in parts of Mississippi and Alabama, where some of those red areas would suggest 2-3 inches in the hole just in the last month. So they've been really hurting for rain over there. Meanwhile, we've had 5.15 inches. That's the number in the arrow. The white arrow shows that we've had more than an inch above the average for the entire month, and it's only the 22nd. Only the 22nd of May. The question is, how far up the ladder will we climb? I suspect we will finish this month in the top 10. It's certainly top 20 material, because if we were to stop the month now, we would be top 30. so far, if you add up all, and we're going back to the 1870s, 1871, when Ulysses S. Grant was president. I only remember that, probably you remember that from grade school, middle school, from studying U.S. history. That's how long the National Weather Service has numbers dating back for Knoxville. So if you take the top two, 74 and 1984, then we had over 10 inches, which would be twice what we've had so far. So it's been worse. It's been better. It is what it is. But when you say, Aldrich, that we're going to get a spotty rain shower north and west of Knoxville, can you show me what that looks like? Yeah, right there. Ding, ding, ding. Well, that looks pretty good. Lines up pretty well, doesn't it? Maybe maybe not even a tenth. 300ths of an inch in Crossville projected. Maybe 200ths in Jamestown, and maybe just a few drops of rain in Oak Ridge, potentially. But this would be, again, just model data. But once we go into tonight, maybe a stray shower for Knoxville. It picks up in intensity on the modeling by tomorrow morning in Crossville. How is it you could go from 0.01 to 1.1? Over an inch, if that were to verify. And that's because some of these storms could produce some locally heavy rainfall. By 7 p.m. Thursday, it's rainy and still adding to the virtual rain bucket. By 5 o'clock Friday, it looks like this. I don't expect a lot of movement on Saturday. I have spotty showers there and storms. But then on Sunday, that's when the weather might get a little more active. And, of course, Sunday night and Monday. All told, some of us may pick up over an inch or two. This would suggest 2.5 for Crossville. So, again, it's all going to depend and be predicated on where these storms take up residence. But as far as the bigger picture, just be prepared to pack your patience. Temperature right now, 67, Knoxville, 69 Oak Ridge, 63 in Rockwood. Want to come back on camera and say good morning to you if you're on YouTube. I'm also there. Would love to give you a shout out if you're on YouTube. Needed97 says good morning, thank you. I'll be mowing today. Mowing. Now that is, you're an inspiration. If you can get out in this humidity and don't mind it, some people love it, some people not a big fan. Especially if you have allergies, grass pollen is certainly on the rise. And of course, tree pollen, still high with maple and oak and others that are still causing some issues. So keep in mind, the pollen will come down a wee bit and only temporarily once it's raining. But we're not expecting rain in Knoxville today. Yolanda says, I want rain. And she says, I want more rain. Wow, so there you have it. Maybe the gardeners out there want to hear that. She said, we had to drain our pond due to the muskrats. Oh my, now that's an interesting issue. Someone might have some comments on that. I don't even have a context of what that would look like. But anyway, Stephen's saying good morning, and Wanda curious about the hurricane names. We'll get into that in the coming days. But temperatures right now, 65 in Newport. A big shout out this morning to those in Pigeon Forge and Sevierville. You are at 64, and it's currently 63 in Rockwood and 63 in Athens down there in McMinn County. Now, as far as the time, it is 6:48. We have a 5-mile-an-hour wind. Can you stand it? And I suspect it'll be about 5 to 10, gusting to around 20 today. 5 to 10, gusting around 20, not that windy. And of course, even tomorrow, it's maybe about 5 to 10 outside of the storms. But once the storms come in, they could produce, within the storms, they could produce a lot of updrafts, downdrafts. So you're going to probably have about possibilities for some isolated severe storms on Thursday that could be coming in on the 50, 60 mile per hour wind gusts for Thursday afternoon. But dew point temperatures look like this. We're sticky. Anything in the 60s would be a bad hair day. Morristown's got a high dew point at the moment at 66 degrees and Newport 65. So it is what it is. Temperatures right now in Nashville starting off considerably warmer at 72. Memphis 75, and we heard Stephen talking about southeast Texas starting around 80. 80 degrees is a pretty tough starting point. You only go up from there, I suppose. But tracking these clouds, we have a few extra clouds today. Think of it as a good blend of clouds and hazy sun. And as we start this day, it should be a very warm day. Should finish the day around 85 degrees. But let's get to the final day of Knox County schools. In most cases, right? This is probably the last day. Maybe it's tomorrow. Maybe I'm misspeaking. I'm thinking maybe the high school level might be different than the elementary. I get that. But this is the final week in many cases. So if that's the case and you're out early, temperature should be around 75 at 10. And if you're at 2 p.m., 2 to 3:30 should be in the low to mid 80s. That's my expectation. Sun comes up this morning, or did, at 6:25. It'll be going down at 8:40. May put a smile on your face as we have our days getting longer right into the month of June. Here are my high temperatures today. 85 in Sevierville. 86, my expectation for Tellico Plains. And if you're in Cumberland County, Lake Tansy, Fairfield Glade, look for a high around 80 today. La Follette, Campbell County, about 85 this afternoon. Checking in with you, I've got some notes from Linda Rice. Having a great day. Good morning, David. Glad to have Linda here. I'm very excited. Now, to put things into context, I mentioned, or didn't mention, the normal high this time of year is 80. So I would look at that and say that's pretty easy math. We're 5 degrees above normal. We were 7 degrees above normal yesterday and the day before. The normal high is 80. Normal low is 59. We've exceeded that today. The record high today is 96 from 1941. The record low, 39 degrees, but you got to go way back to 1883. That's a long time ago to have been in the 30s on this date. But we're running about 2¼ inches of rain above normal for the month and 2.87 year-to-date above normal there. So there's still a lot of things that can happen between now and the Memorial Day weekend. But let's put this into context, because some of you like to know what's going on with the weather. Well, it's been warm. It's only been warm. Well, hold the phone. What you're looking at are the high temperatures in Knoxville over the last 3 weeks. And if you see orange, or kind of a light orange, that's above average. And if I do my math, there's 9 days. 9 days we've had above normal. But if you look at the blue, those are below normal. We've had a total of 7. So there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7. 7 days below normal, 9 days above normal, and 5 absolutely near normal or near average. So I think it's a good hodgepodge, but clearly with more rain this weekend, temperatures are going to generally be in the 70s at times, so be prepared for some cooler weather. It won't always be scorching hot, as some might have said yesterday, factoring in the dew points. So that's where we've been. Here's where we're going. It's 6:51. Some spotty storms on Wednesday. That's today. I should have put today. And then strong to severe storms possible on Thursday, and showers and storms on Friday. I don't expect the storms Friday necessarily to reach severe limits, but I think it'll come back on Sunday with more potential damaging wind and hail. Now, as far as our temperature, right now it's 67. That's pretty sticky. Dew point low 60s. We have a 5-mile-an-hour wind that might be variable. Here's my valley planner today. And if you're not a fan of the heat, well, maybe do your errands before noon, because noontime we should be in the upper 70s to near 80. And then should be around finishing the day around 85 degrees. That's my expectation. So if you got a comment, let me know. Checking YouTube, checking Facebook throughout the morning here. You can see the chance of rain is not 0 today. It's 20%, and that's mainly west-northwest of Knox County. Clearly, far and away, there's some more enhanced chances or improved chances for rain on Thursday, Friday, and again on Sunday and Sunday night. That's the way things are shaping up. Now, before we talk about tornadoes, some of you like to say, why would you show snow potential? Now think about it. How can you get a tornado to form? Well, typically, and maybe just to simplify it, oversimplify it, you need a clash, right, of cold air and warm humid air. Well, we all know we've got a reservoir of warm humid air from the Gulf of Mexico. But where's this cold air coming from? And who is it really that cold in other parts of the country? You tell me. This is amazing. Look at this. This is going into June. Are you kidding me? We're not talking about a few inches, folks. We're talking about places in Minnesota, Idaho, Wyoming. We're talking 1, 2, 3 feet of snow. Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's where it's all fueling. So we've got all these tornadoes and reports of tornadoes in the Midwest because that's where that clash, they're meeting in the middle, right? The clash of the warm, humid air with the cold Arctic air is meeting right in the heartland of the country. So this is actually helping to fuel some of these tornadoes. And of course, with the dynamics favorable for more activity, here is what we're going to see. And this is going to affect us. So pay close attention, because one of these days I'm about to show you may not be your favorite day to have disrupted. But take a look at the colors here. Anything that's orange would be numerous severe storms. Anything that's yellow would be scattered. And there's a hot spot today, clearly in Texas, Arkansas, southeastern sections of Oklahoma, and northwestern Louisiana. So Dallas, Fort Worth, numerous trees down, power outages in some cases with some of those storms. Houston's on the periphery there. San Antonio might be isolated, but Memphis is in the yellow area. That would be scattered also into the Ohio Valley, Nashville, but really not affecting us all that much. Now, the Weather Service, and more specifically, Storm Prediction Center, did include all of East Tennessee under the general thunderstorm risk today, but that includes late tonight, early tomorrow morning. This carries us through 8 o'clock on Thursday, so that's why I think everybody's colored in light green here. But if you're in Jamestown, you're in Jellicoe, you're in La Follette, there could be an isolated severe storm as from their vantage point. Now, Thursday, things grow northward. They head up to Nebraska. They head up to Kansas, Oklahoma, And you can see Dallas and Memphis under scattered severe storms on Thursday. But now we too are in the darker green. This extends all the way to Boston, New York City, Philadelphia, and D.C. But all of East Tennessee has the potential, and the expectation is that there will be a 5% chance on Thursday, tomorrow, for the possibility of some damaging wind and hail. I'm not expecting tornadoes, but there could be some damaging wind from some isolated severe storms on Thursday. Just be mindful of that. Friday, it pulls back a little bit, back to St. Louis, Chicago. It moves out of our region, but Memphis will be an area of watching on Friday. Indianapolis as well. General thunderstorms may be found here, but pretty quiet elsewhere. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. The holiday weekend, right? You see Saturday, and we pull back a little bit. You say, wait a minute, that looks like a whole nother batch of energy coming back to the Midwest, and it is. Thanks to the snow out west, we still have more crazy weather going into Saturday, because May is typically a very hot month for tornadoes. Maybe considered the worst month of the year for tornadoes, March, April, May, as severe weather season continues. But these are the hot spots on Saturday, and because it's long range, this is what, day 4, this is generally moving beyond, or day 3 and 4. Once you move past a certain level, the colors start to change, because for them, the Storm Prediction Center says, you know, the confidence isn't all that high, but they're still pretty sure there'll be some severe storms in this yellow area on Saturday. If you want to see something really remarkable, they go to the 30% chance here on Sunday in parts of Memphis and into West Tennessee. And if you zoom in a little bit tighter, your Sunday plans, whether it's out on the grill, out on the deck, or on the patio, just make sure that you're aware that some of the storms on Sunday could be pretty interesting, pretty strong, and maybe some interesting winds. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Can't rule out possible tornadoes on Sunday. Based on the confidence, I mean, the fact that they're putting a 15 to 30% chance out this far, because today's just Wednesday morning, that Sunday is going to be a day to watch. That is for sure. Here's your futurecast here at 6:56. You can see a few showers moving into central Kentucky. Maybe a few isolated storms for us in the Plateau and southeast Kentucky. By 5 o'clock today, it may look like this. And by 11 o'clock tonight, just maybe a stray shower. I don't expect much. Watch what happens by 7 a.m. tomorrow. It starts to fill in, and Memphis is showing signs of stronger storms in yellow and red. As it slides in here, we've got at least a 60% chance of showers and storms on Thursday as it tries to lift northward toward Charleston, West Virginia. Once we move into Friday, warm front comes to town. We do this again. It's a lather, rinse, and repeat. And then by midday on Friday, there's still a possibility of some lingering showers and storms. I do see a pullback, maybe not in the wee hours of Saturday, but once the sun comes up on Saturday morning, it's like this, right? Not a whole lot to see. I have a stray shower, so the best weekend day may be your Saturday to be on the boat, to be on the jet ski, or maybe just to get the boat and jet ski in the water. But there will be maybe an isolated shower storm on Saturday. There's just not a lot of moisture with that front in town on Saturday. It does lock and reload, though, for Sunday coming up from the south and west. So we'll keep an eye on this as we head into your holiday weekend. Another way to look at today's rain, if it shows up at all, is a different model, different view. And this shows, again, temperatures by midday today should be around 80. I have maybe a stray shower, particularly northwest of town. And then once we move into tonight, there's 4 o'clock, maybe 5 o'clock. There's still some storms maybe just across the Kentucky-Tennessee line. Temperature should finish off about 85 today. And then Wednesday night, you can see more activity further north into the Commonwealth. But then all of a sudden, pop-up showers and storms on Thursday. Some could be strong. There's another round coming in at noontime, so it will be periodic. And I would anticipate that there will be a mostly cloudy sky for Thursday, heading into the rest of Thursday. Be mindful that the storms may come back in. So it's now 6:58. Going to wrap things up with today's forecast. Clouds today, some hazy sun, some spotty storms, mainly north and west of town. I got some notes from you as we change back so that you can pick out your town. Let me see over here. Ed says, good morning. These are some hazy, crazy days ahead. Absolutely. A typical summer pattern. And I had been asked earlier on Facebook this week, is the weekend it's going to be a washout? Define washout, right? It could come down in buckets like torrential 1 or 2 inches of rain like we had last Saturday. We had about 3, 4, 5 inches of rain around Windrock in Anderson County, right? So we had some crazy rain, but not everybody had that. So it can be a washout for some, but then it's over after an hour or two. Felicia saying happy Wednesday. Last full day of school for Knox County kiddos. Have a great day. Thank you, Felicia. And thank you for that reminder, as a lot of folks are excited. What is it? It's like school's out for summer. That's my best Alice Cooper that you're going to get from me today. Anyway, 85 in Sevierville for a high temperature today, and 83 in Wartburg. It is 7 o'clock. Today's high, if you're traveling to Chattanooga, about 88. They should hit 90 for Augusta, Georgia, and about 84 for Memphis. They will have more showers and storms, as already highlighted. But tonight, it's very humid. I mean, if we can't get below 67, now granted, it's not 80 like Texas, but more clouds tonight, some patches of fog, and maybe just a few stray showers that might linger throughout the night, particularly north and west near Kentucky. As far as tonight, we're down to 65 for La Follette, 64 for Newport, looking for a low in Kingston and Oak Ridge, around 65 degrees. Looking ahead to the Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville at East Tennessee, 78 on Thursday and Friday now, 85 for Saturday. I do think we get a pullback. Saturday will be a blessing if we get a pullback and we're not constantly looking at the radar. But that's one of the benefits of having the Captain Accurate Weather app, as that you can get all those Storm Prediction Center maps at your fingertips. And note that we will probably have the need for watching the storms on Sunday and Sunday night. But Memorial Day itself, just a 30% chance. Something might linger, but certainly a little bit cooler, it looks like, on Tuesday, when many folks are back to work next week. So that's the way things are shaping up. By the way, if you haven't picked up the free, did you say free? Yeah, the free Captain Accurate Weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic, the best traffic reporter in town. Hands down, you get all the National Weather Service alerts plus 3 Barron exclusives plus lightning. That's a sweet deal. Plus, if you are interested in hurricane names or the hurricane forecast from yours truly, I will be happy to tell you things that are likely to happen beyond the next 7 days. Our focus is just that. If you need a little more weather information, maybe you're not so spontaneous, you'd like to know what's going to happen next month. I've got a plan for my garden. What better place to do that than to join us on Captain Accurate Premium? You're the first to see every forecast, and that could mean 30 minutes before it's posted online or on the app, or an hour or 2 hours before it's posted online, sometimes a weekend. That's how much time they'll get a preliminary look. But more Facebook Lives to help you plan for the week ahead. That's typically provided on Sundays. You get fewer ads with Premium. It's only, he says, only $4.99 a month. So it's just 16 cents a day. You can cancel at any time. Love to have you join us if you'd like to sample us and check us out. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.